When learning how to program or code, it can be confusing or hard to find out where to start. So for this series, I'm going to start from the beginning and work my way up, focusing on programming as a whole. To do this, the series will be modularized and driven by a backbone set of videos that cover the theories or ideas of topics in general programming. Each of these videos will then hopefully correspond to videos in different languages to build upon these topics as it relates to the language specifically. Over time, my goal would be to add more topics and languages either by me or others knowledgeable in the area. While there are episode numbers, this series will probably not be strictly linear to the episode numbers, meaning you can skip videos and only visit the videos you need. But if you go in order of the videos, you'll be guaranteed that the concepts will be provided before you need them. Enough of the boring talk though. Let's jump into the first video. So, before we can learn to program, we must first learn what programming is. To start off, believe it or not, computers are actually very dumb. Don't believe me? Well, let's look at an example to show you that you are in fact smarter than a computer. Take a computer that has the ability to walk, a robot of sorts, and instead of yourself, let's take a kindergartner. Now we put both the computer and the kindergartner some distance away from a wall so that they're facing it, and let's give them one instruction: walk forward. The kindergartner would most likely walk up to the wall and then just stop before getting to it. But the computer, on the other hand, will walk up to the wall and then proceed to try and walk through that wall. And congrats, you are smarter than the computer. Now, you may feel like I've cheated or that this is a very dumb scenario, but it illustrates the concept that computers are very literal, and when approaching programming, you have to have that same mindset. Just because it may seem obvious to you, like now walking to a wall, a computer doesn't understand that and can only do what you tell it to do. Thus, if you tell them to walk forward, it's going to walk forward. Even if it physically can't, it's still going to try, because you only told it to walk forward and nothing else. So if computers are so dumb, then why are they capable of all these amazing things like being able to beat Super Mario or solve a Rubik's Cube? Well, that's where programmers and programming come in. As a programmer, it is our job to give computers the instructions that they need to succeed in the tasks that we want them to complete. So let's practice this. Feel free to do this exercise on a piece of paper or in your head. Our goal here is to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What instructions would you give the computer in order to tell it how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Feel free to pause the video here and think about it though. What was your first instruction? Was it to put the peanut butter on some bread? Was it to unscrew the lid of the peanut butter jar? Or how about simply gather peanut butter and jelly and bread? Well, surprisingly enough, there is no wrong answer. Even simply saying, make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, could be the only instruction a computer needs in order to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Why is this the case, you may ask? Well, in programming, it all comes down to the language and tools you're using. This, however, will be the topic of focus in the next video. But simply put, the amount of detail in your instructions will all depend on the language you choose and the tools you choose to assist in creating your programs. So to wrap up this video, programming is simply the process of creating sets of instructions for us to give to a computer for them to carry out in order to achieve some end goal that we want or need. Computers, however, are quite literal, which can lead to some problems when you're first learning to code. So just remember, just to stay calm and try not to get frustrated, because sometimes computers are really just dumb.